Only on NBC 15, a local family struggle after an eating disorder almost killed their young daughter. Tonight, a warning for parents and teens that looks can be deceiving. They're images we see every day.
Picture yourself getting this lean.
Everywhere.
So you have a fat friend.
A world obsessed with looks.
6 beautiful young ladies.
And weight. Thin is in, a message now targeting even young kids.
I was called fat for the first time in 2nd grade.
Courtney Weber is now a freshman at Oregon High School, but her struggle with weight began years ago.
Summer before 7th grade, she started on this health kick.
I kind of looked at that as sort of a change in the teenage years where you start caring more about what you look and appear like.
But starting in the fall of 7th grade, she started eating a little bit less and exercising a little more.
Courtney didn't fool her parents for long.
She was eating and kind of spitting it back out or playing with her food.
I would cut it up really small.
Putting the food around on her plate.
By February of 2009, at the age of 12, she was starving herself and exercising 3 times a day.
In the morning, I would burn 300 calories and then go for a bike ride. But then I'd do an after dinner workout.
I can recall sitting at the counter there trying to convince her to eat, and just one bite was a challenge.
My worst was I'd have a slice of cucumber a day.
A day?
Yeah.
But what Courtney didn't know was how quickly her body would shut down.
She was in and out of emergency rooms.
I don't remember most of it because I was so malnourished.
She was fainting, and when she was laying in bed and couldn't do her activities and very depressed.
At 5'7" and 110 pounds, Courtney was not skeletal, but her doctor ran the tests her parents had been asking for and found a low sodium level and slow heartbeat.
If she did any activity at all, she could go into cardiac arrest.
That day, they sent her to Rogers Memorial Hospital in West Allis, placed her on suicide watch, and immediately put her on a feeding tube.
She was crying and screaming, and of course she was scared and she didn't want the feeding tube.
Still at that point, I was like, no, I'm fine because I don't look like those anorexic girls in a magazine.
We both had to leave after visiting hours, and we had to leave our child there with a feeding tube. I remember walking out of that door and bawling.
We're being sold thinness as a key to happiness.
Susan Neff is a psychotherapist who now works with Courtney and others with eating disorders. She says samples show 1 in 4 college students demonstrates eating disorder behaviors, and she says pop culture is partly to blame.
They sell themselves as being pro-health, pro-women, but what they're doing is telling us we need to stay thin to be okay.
Neff says her biggest concern is our society's reaction to the obesity epidemic.
We tend to think about things black and white, so we're either skinny or we're fat.
4 fours.
2 long years later, family fun is a regular occurrence in the Weber household. But they're not in the clear yet.
She will have it probably the rest of her life.
She's healthy, physically. Now we're really working on more of the emotional.
When you look at that, what do you think?
It's hard to believe, but I guess you gotta believe it.
Courtney's bedroom is filled with reminders of her strength and hope for the future. But she says she still struggles with her body image.
Our school is really triggering because there's a lot of skinny girls, and it's I kind of wish I looked like them, especially now because everybody's wearing shorts and stuff. It's oh, their thighs don't touch and mine do.
And Courtney says she now notices that many girls don't eat during lunch, and she worries about what they might be going through.
You don't know what other people's story is.
And I just want to commend Courtney personally for sharing that story. Recently, the Oregon School District proposed posting the calorie, fat, and sodium content of food served at school. Karen, her mom, spoke out against the proposal at a school board meeting and convinced them otherwise. As for recovery, Dr. Neff says the most important step is to talk to someone. Rogers Memorial has opened up a clinic in the Madison area to treat teens with eating disorders. If you want to look online, just remember there are good and bad websites out there. We've posted a number of trusted resources on our web channel, NBC15.com. Just click on news links.
It's an important story.
Yeah. And a lot of people are affected, and it's not always easy to tell. So I
Right.
hope a lot of kids and parents will check it out online if they
Great
missed it
information
tonight.
there, and as you say, thanks to the Webbers for
Yeah.
bringing that story forward.